An important thing to consider when you are on Twitter are, of course, your tweets. That is the content that you are providing people. So one of the things to take into consideration is how often, how much, as well as the tone. And so one of the things you'll want to do is content. If it's important to you and your nonprofit, it might just be important to the people that are following you as well. So if you are part of a service provider that promotes hunger awareness, and you are talking about a new bill to help fund organizations like yours, that's probably something that other people who are following you would find interesting because they're either supporting you or enjoy or find your information valuable. Tone, I think that tweets should have their own personality. And so you need to display that there are people behind these promotions. And ultimately, that's why nonprofits were started, to work with people and get more in depth and really reach out. The thing to take into massive consideration is your audience. Who are you going for and what is the focus? If you are just going for general awareness and talking about what you guys do, that's a different type of tone than discussing volunteers, working with donor retention and doing those types of things. Twitter followers, this is always something people are having a hard time figuring out. Ultimately, I don't think it's always about the numbers. It's about the quality of the conversation. And that can seem a little convoluted, but this is a little tip to take into consideration when thinking about that. When you're going after followers and people to listen to what you have to say, you also need to be interested in what they're doing too, to follow them back. Not always the case. You don't want to clutter up your Twitter feed, but people also don't want theirs cluttered either. And so when you are wanting to have more followers, you need to think about content and you need to think about how often you tweet. I say that because people sometimes will put 3 or 4 or 6 updates in a row. That to me is not productive. Because what that shows me is that there's one time of day when you are announcing stuff, and if I'm, say, in a meeting, or if I'm not up at 9 o'clock in the morning, which happens on the weekends, oftentimes when some of the nonprofits I work with are, you're missing an audience. You are missing an opportunity. So that's like going off to the street corner for 30 minutes and just talking with people versus staggering it out. So really think about your audience and how often you tweet. Because there are some people that may not be as available to see your feed during certain times. So staggering them out, having good content, but also talking with people. So if you see somebody that's talking about something that you're interested in, comment back, reply, direct message, show engagement and show activity. It's very important.